It's Thai tunes on the track.
Truth Part 3. Welcome back. Before we begin, I want to point out that Rahab was a Moabite. In the last video, we discussed the whitewashing of the scriptures. I presented examples of genetic mixing within the biblical record to challenge the myth that the Abrahamic line was pure. If you remain unconvinced, let me offer one more example before moving into the topic of migration. Intermarriage in Israel. Judges 3-5-6 records. The Israelites lived among the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. They took their daughters in marriage and gave their own daughters to their sons and served their gods. This is the earliest explicit record of Israel intermarrying with the local peoples after settling in Canaan. From Genesis, we see 6 generations before God divided the nations, while Luke's account lists 7. Genesis 10 describes 70 distinct groups descending from Noah's 3 sons. Considering human nature, it is impossible to argue that no genetic mixing occurred during this time. God's command was clear. Genesis 9-1. Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. Genesis 9-7. Multiply on the earth and increase upon it. Migration from Ararat. After the flood, humanity migrated from Mount Ararat and settled in Shinar, in Lower Mesopotamia. From here, the biblical record becomes more debated. But Genesis 10 provides the table of nations, Japheth's descendants, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, Tiras, sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, Togarmah, sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, Dodanim. These became the coastland peoples, each with their own language and nation. Note, Ashkenaz descends from Japheth, not Shem, Ham's descendants. Cush, Egypt, Put, Canaan. Cush fathered Nimrod, the first mighty man whose kingdom began in Babel and extended into Assyria. Egypt fathered Ludim, Anamim, Lehabim, Naphtuhim, Pathrusim, Casluhim, ancestor of the Philistines, and Caphtorim. Canaan fathered Sidon, Heth, and the clans that spread across the land, including the Amorites, Jebusites, and Girgashites. Shem's descendants: Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad, Lud, Aram. Aram's sons: Uz, Hul, Gether, Mash. Arpachshad fathered Shelah, who fathered Eber. Eber's sons: Peleg, in whose days the earth was divided, and Yoktan. Yoktan's line extended eastward, forming numerous tribes and territories. Skin tone and diversity. From Shem's line, we see a wide range of skin tones, from dark brown to tan, reflected in the diversity of kingdoms and peoples. Modern genetic studies support this variation. We will use India as our first example. South Asia. Populations are a mix of western steppe herders, Indus Valley ancestry, and ancient South Indian hunter-gatherers. Barclay Genome Study, 2025. Analysis of 2,700 South Asian genomes shows admixture from Iranian farmers, Central Asian pastoralists, and South Asian hunter-gatherers, with archaic DNA from Neanderthals and Denisovans. Hunter-gatherer groups were dark-skinned, reinforcing that many of Shem's descendants carried darker complexions as they migrated eastward. Variation across Asia. Skin tone diversity in Asia is influenced by genetics, geography, and lifestyle. China. 56 ethnic groups, many with naturally brown or darker skin. Wa people, Yunnan, among the darkest complexions, nicknamed the Oriental Black Pearl. Southern minorities, Dai, Miao, Zhuang, light to moderate brown tones. Taiwanese Aborigines, brown to medium, dark skin. Han Chinese, lighter in the north, olive toned in the south. Lifestyle. Outdoor labor leads to darker skin compared to urban populations. Melanesia. Name means Black Islands, reflecting dark skin adapted to equatorial UV radiation. Papuans, Kanak, Santa Cruz Islanders. Dark skin, curly hair, sometimes blonde hair due to unique genetics. Genetic links. Melanesians share deep ancestry with Aboriginal Australians and Papuans, forming a distinct branch from East Asians. Austronesian expansion brought Southeast Asian influences, but these populations are indigenous, not recent African migrants. Conclusion. While mainstream science often frames these migrations as tens of thousands of years old, the biblical timeline suggests closer to 6,000. The absence of Hamitic DNA in certain populations points to the reality that many of Shem's descendants were dark-skinned. Historical groups, like the Elamites, further support this conclusion.